Gonna start recording in a minute. I know that. You do. You know what I'm saying? Probably. Oh, see my eye. Let me try it again. All right. So, Mandalorian. We're on episode 8, which is the season finale. For all intents and purposes, hope I'm using that phrase right. This is the season finale of the first season. So, episode 8, season 1, Mandalorian. You've got the Mandalorian. You've got Apollo. You've got the fighter girl. You got the droid, and of course you got Baby Yoda being abused. Come on, man! I didn't want to see that. That's for mature audiences only. That was a horrible, horrible joke, but I said it. I'm gonna have to live with it now. Anyway, man, I can't help but just be so so disappointed. Really, I can't help but just be so disappointed in the fact that the Mandalorian's acting is, it's not. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but he just doesn't sell. He doesn't sell the moment at all. I mean, come on, dude, give me a little something. Give me a little life. They actually, in order for them to actually, this is interesting. So, in order for them actually to convey his emotion, they wrote a line in there for the droid to say, "Oh, I sensed your emotional change in your voice," just so I feel the audience can be like, "Oh, maybe he's feeling sad now," because he had the same tone of voice throughout the entire series up until this point. I mean, he's just like, is he dead inside or something? Like he has to have some type of, I don't know. Man, I don't want to rag on him too much, but God, man, they have such a great. Well, the story's not all that good. I can't say that. God, I'm just finding everything wrong with this dang series so far. I don't know. But let me try and give an overview at least. So, you got all the people I listed earlier. Mandalorian and Apollo and Fighter Girl and the Droid. The Droid comes in later, but they're all trapped in this building, and you got, of course, Gustavo Fring from yeah, of course you got Gustavo out there. You know what? I think it's kind of disrespectful that I keep calling these characters, or just keep calling these actors by characters that I remember them from different movies and TV shows. That's not why I remember them. I'm going to do my best in trying to remember some of these characters' names because I know if anybody's like, dude, what is this program? Just say the character's name. I can't remember, man. But this is a fun one, I guess. This. I'm just gonna have fun with this one. Um, so they're stuck in a pretty bad place. They're trying to get out, but they can't get out through the sewer. In comes the droid, who basically is won over the Mandalorian, and we know from these little oddly placed and too small snippets from the Mandalorian's past that his whole family was attacked by droids and everybody was killed and blase blase blah. Uh, I say it like that because they make it up to the viewer to piece together from these little snippets what actually happened. Even when they show a fuller, longer version of what actually happened, you still like, oh, okay, that's what happens. I mean, I don't expect you to write it out and walk me through the whole process, but a little bit more would have been nice. I mean, they're just like, okay, snippet of explosion. Okay, snippet of him running in somebody's, being carried in somebody's arm. Snippet of him being put in a like storm shelter. Snippet of a robot almost shooting. Snippet of the Mandalorian saving his life. It's like, okay, I get it, I get it, but a little bit more would have been nice. If they would have did a full flashback instead of like a little instead of a little snippet, I think it would have been better. Let me stop ragging on it. Let me stop ragging on it. So they're having negotiations with the guy, and I don't he's his motives have not been revealed yet. So he killed all his own people so far, and he hasn't killed them. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Uh, so the guy who's I forget the character's name, but he winds up getting killed. The one who was entrusted with Baby Yoda gets killed, and the droid comes back. And the droid comes back and just starts wrecking stuff. You know what I mean? He's shooting this, doing that, doing judo moves, just throwing people, breaking through his arms. That's actually so. That's like jujitsu, aikido. It's like jujitsu, aikido, and judo all together, wrapped into one. It's really popular. Anyway, he does that, and then he gets on one of the iconic hover bikes. Oh God, I know somebody's probably just top just literally blew off. I called it a hover bike. Look, that's what it looks like. All right, so he hops on that and he's riding back and comes into town and just starts taking names and kicking butts. I mean, he's killing a lot of stormtroopers. Um, but all he does is kind of like stir the pot a little bit. But they're so confused inside this building that don't necessarily they don't do a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity and slaughtering all their opponents. But anyway, what else happens? And before that, there's this banter between these two stormtroopers that's like priceless, and I think we have to thank Family Guy for. Well, if you want to go way back, probably that movie Spaceballs, but I wasn't alive when that came out. I don't think I have to look up the date, but I'm I'm more familiar with Family Guy's portrayal of stormtroopers and how funny those characters could actually be, and they took advantage of the humor around these stormtroopers, but then they added on the fact that they're like abusing a baby like pretty brutally. I mean, they're hitting on Baby Yoda, man. You can't touch Baby Yoda. Um, Drake comes and handles them, which is really satisfying to see those guys get that. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because they're hitting Baby Yoda. But anyway, I'm like rambling and running all over the place here with this one. Um, so he winds up coming back, and like I just said, pretty much killing as much as he could, and then he gets in there. In the process of him getting in there and going crazy, they get out of the room and they start to try to get on defensive position, but they get blown back into the basically their Alamo. The Mandalorian's about to die in this one. It's like a lot of the main characters or the ones that are really important to the story have been on death's door at some time during the series, but they always through magic wind up coming back and being healthy again. And it's like, okay, it take a lot of I was about to say something so silly. I was about to say it takes the reality out of the show, but it's a it's a fictional it's a fictional based it's a fictional sci-fi based show, and I'm sitting here talking about reality of it. You know what? My mind's somewhere else. Anyway, um, they're successful in getting out. Oh my girl, she hears something. She's gonna go crazy now. She's gonna protect me or protect the house, I guess. Um, so in order for them to get out of this last situation, the droid decides to self destruct himself and take out as many many stormtroopers as he can. But the Mandalorian, of course, is opposed to that now, even though he doesn't like droids. And it reminded me so much of Terminator 2 when Terminator 2 goes into the lava. I mean, when he goes into the lava with the thumbs up, it reminded me so much of that. So much of that. Um, he winds up doing his job and destroying himself and uh, uh, taking out a lot of those stormtroopers, and then the head bad guy, who will always be Gustavo Fring to me, comes into play and starts shooting at him, and then they shoot his ship down. Oh, I'm sorry, I left out so much. In the process of him coming back and going through the sewer and running to his old hangout with the other Mandalorians, he finds that there's one Mandalorian left. The rest of them were gravely injured or killed in some type of a hunt, right? Uh, he comes back to find this last one, and she's like, "Well, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere." And she's constantly giving him gifts. She's giving him a signet, and she's giving him a rocket pack, and telling him this and telling him that, and it's like it's getting cornier by the minute. Uh, she winds up having a really good fight scene. To be honest with you, it's a really good fight scene. Um, That's the last I've seen her, I think, if I was paying attention enough. And then they wind up getting away, basically. I mean, pretty much everybody that you've gotten somewhat of attachment to, as far as the series is concerned, gets away, and they live to fight another day, I guess. Oh, even Gustavo Fring. Well, I keep calling his whole name too from the Breaking Bad series. Oh man, the main enemy. I'm just gonna say that from now on. The main enemy. He actually winds up surviving too. So we'll see where that leads. I mean, is what it is at this point. If you like this video of me rambling and talking mess about a show, I have other reviews and reactions. I've done Chernobyl. I've done Breaking Bad. I'm doing The Wire currently. What else? Have a few movies sprinkled in there. I'm actually gonna do movies when I get done recording this one. So, till next time.